pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Hello, Raid here and Raina. Raina's right here. We made a custom Naruto headband so I really love Naruto Shinobi Strikers. You make your own custom ninja and fight and choose. It's so cool. But we were like, you know what, now that we got a green screen, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with the green screen, but it's cool. We also did figure out how to move and animate in Caden Live, so like our one short about Do Your Thing, Nickelback, where the little dude moves, we can do that again now. Originally it was an accident, and then we did it 2 more times by accident, and the 4th time we figured it out. So yeah. So first off, is what we did was we decided to figure out how we should lay out the pattern and what size it should be. We ended up deciding on 5 inches by 2 inches, and then we went ahead and rounded the edges so that they were similar to a Naruto headband. Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing it. And we're really enjoying getting to create this as well, the video, for you guys to know how to make your own. We then moved on to cutting it with scissors. Yes, those are giant scissors, they're shears, but man, they cut so good.
Calling all NATO headband enthusiasts, order now and get 5 extra threads.
And then next, we used an old silver platter that we had found somewhere. I don't know if it was at a yard sale or in a junkyard or what, but I don't know if it's real silver or not, but it looks nice. It has a nice shininess to it, and that's all we needed to look like the metal part of a Naruto headband. So we used the pattern that we had just drawn and cut, and traced it onto it. We next talked a little bit.
A few moments later.
Then we decided to go ahead and use some tin snips to cut it out. Seemed to be like the easiest way to do it. While cutting it, realized that if you don't push all the way down, then it doesn't crimp the metal. So if anyone else has ever had that issue, don't crimp it down all the way. Don't because whenever those tips connect, it bends the metal and makes it look weird. So then you have to kind of flatten it out a little bit. But it turned out really nice. So now we're just gonna get it nice and trimmed up, and it went smoothly. And then we'll move on to sanding. So we started sanding it. We had gotten at a yard sale some old sandpaper, like the belt sander ones. So we went ahead and just cut up a piece and then started on it, and it was a specific one for like metal, and like speed wet, dry. It's really nice. They're really nice. They work really good, and they don't really degrade that fast. So great durability. And then so next we decided to try to figure out like the size that we wanted for the teal leather to be for the headband piece. So we went for slightly larger than what we had done with the 5x2, and then just kind of planned to trim it and then make it so that dependent on the size for the side light gray leather panels to attach. So that's what we did. And next we got our 2 ties. We went for a light blue setup with these. We really like that silver and blue one. It shines so good, that bluish silver thread, and it looks really nice. And we went for 2 different ones because, you know, using the same end, using just one tie to do it, I just, wouldn't look as good as using 2 that also kind of flow together. So as you can see, we tried to see if it was going to be, if we should just use the tie bit straight up to the point, but then decided against it and went for the light gray. It's almost like a suede-like leather. And so with that, we started to discuss the threads of what kind of colors that we wanted to use, and we went for embroidery floss. We ended up choosing copper. A coppery kind of yellow is pretty cool. I never knew what it was for the longest time, and then after we decided on that and had a little moment to ourselves, we decided to start doing the copper rivets. We chose copper rivets because it really is going to have a lovely contrast with the different with the shininess of the silver and the shininess of the copper mixing with the light blues and teals. It just looks so good. And so the next thing we did, now this took a long time, like 15 to 20 minutes or better, to hand drill the 6 holes we needed. So as you can see, we are hand drilling it, used a self-tapping screw and a screwdriver. Hey, it worked. I didn't want to damage it, so we wanted to try to keep it intact as we could. I also didn't know where the drill was, so that was the main thing, is I didn't know where it was, so we didn't have it available at the time. It still came out really good, and as you can see that the middle one is slightly off to the side. That is how it is in the anime. So we tried to go for as close to what a legit headband would be, but just made, like a custom one. And it really came out so good. We're so proud of it. Put in a lot of, effort, creativity, our love, It's awesome. The TLC that goes into our creations is really cool and very meaningful for both of us. So that's super cool. So then we moved on to figuring out how we were going to get the rivets attached to the leather. We ended up deciding to punch the 6 holes first, and then attempt to do the rivets. Now, whenever we moved on to doing the rivets, it actually ended up being that they were too long. They were really long, honestly, too long. And I didn't realize that, and I didn't think that we should add any extra layers into right there. I'm not really sure why, but it's just how it turned out. So that ended up with a failure for the first one, but no worries, because it was fine. Because we then decided to just cut the rest of them. Now, whenever we were cutting them, the thing that was the problem is the thin washers did not want to fit over it. It didn't want to. So when we were when we were hammering down the rivet was smashing down, but it was not catching the washer. So we just hammered it in, and it just expanded into the thick leather instead, and seems to be holding quite wonderfully. So we decided to bend it a little bit to give it a nice little shape to fit the forehead, and then as we did that, it really came out so good and felt so nice. Then we moved on to doing the trimming and shaping with the scissors, and started to use this little tool here. I don't know what it's called, but it shapes the edge of the leather, and it changes it from looking like someone just cut it with scissors to more of a professional vibe. I don't know, it gives it some level of professionalism, and just looks good.
I completely agree with you. It looks amazing. And I love how natural the leather edge feels now. It gives it a nice finish.
And then we kind of discussed and tried some different ways to see how we wanted the light gray leather to be. we have all the footage of this being made. The light's so bright right there. There we go. Of this being made. So we lost the footage of these being attached on both sides, but if you can see, it's actually really good. It turned out a lot better than I expected, to be honest. But we have cushion. We have a little bit of like this like polyester backing inside there to kind of give it a little cushion for your temples. And then we use ties. We use 2 different kinds of ties, both light bluish to kind of meld with the light gray. Serrano's great at choosing color combinations, so it worked really well. And then we went for like almost a coppery tone and we used embroidery floss for it instead of using just like normal thread. There's a lot of strands, you know, so it makes it good. But sewed this in a way I've never done it before. Whenever we were doing it together, so if you see right there, it kind of folds in and kind of just, you know, pushed together and sewn that way, and it looks good. And it goes up, and then at the bottom it mounts in 2 spots to make sure that it can there we go, to make sure that it'll hold. And for all of these inside ones, we sewed we sewed through the inside of it while the top was still open, so that's why it looks so clean. And it looks good, but yeah, we sewed both sides at the same time, is what I'm getting at. Instead of sewing one side and then sewing another, we just wanted it to have just, you know, minimal on it, but it's supposed to have like kind of like a homemade feel, a custom feel. We did mess up on this one. That's the one with the washer, and that was just because I kept banging up my finger the whole time. Hit it twice, 2 days in a row, same spot. So then we used some pliers, and uno memento, we didn't have to deal with it anymore. We didn't have it anymore. And the rest of them, just a clean breeze. 4 holes just done in an instant. It was really nice. So we'll do that going forward. I lost my hole punches, that's why. But yeah. But if you're a proponent to Naruto, you know that they always have 3 rivets holding the forehead protector, which is technically what it is called. It's a forehead protector. It's so someone can't just throw a kunai at your forehead and, you know. So, yeah, that's what it's actually for and intended, if it wasn't already known by you. So yeah, there you go. I'm holding it down here admiring it, but the camera's up there. Still trying out some different stuff with recording, how we want stuff to be set up.
To anyone watching, I'd like to add that making this headband has been such a heartwarming experience for us. And it's a reminder that even small projects can bring so much joy and closeness to our relationship.
Super happy to be on the journey, and you know, we hope you are too, enjoying your journey through life, and maybe, you know, but yeah, we're gonna be doing more like crafting, random shit. Who knows? Whatever kind of pops up, and we edit and do. Just want to kind of make memories and get to look back on them and enjoy them. You know, very cool. So, yeah. I don't know. I think I've already said an ending in the other one, but here's another one just in case. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, have fun. Much love, fam. From Raina and Raid. We're happy to be on this creative journey, and hope you're finding meaning and joy in your life and journey too.